Hello fans of Marvel Heroes and friends of my channel, my name is Wilfred, reporting directly from the test center for you all. This is the upcoming massive update from Marvel Heroes, the biggest system update ever. All the heroes are getting a change, so I'm now testing them out in front of you to show you what your favorite hero may be like. A number of you have asked me to take a look at Gambit. You guys have some concern over him, so I've spent a lot of time actually tonight playing Gambit, just to get to learn this hero, be having a little bit open-minded as well. I think he still have some kind of improvement that can be made on the whole kind of fluidity of his gameplay. But they changed the mechanic a little bit. I think I'm not entirely liking it in totality, but I can understand what they're trying to do here. So I think, ultimately we need to sort of like move away from what we have today in the live server. You have to approach Gambit in a different manner. So now Gambit can be a melee, which does of course melee and range as a hybrid, or pure range. In this video, I'm playing the Cosmic Time Square of Gambit as a melee. I'll talk a little bit about range as well, options as well for you guys. So now, he has something called kinetic energy, different from what we have in the live server today, which is very much like the, if you use up all the kinetic energy, you get regenerated fast. So there's a cycle to it. There's a cycle of like, you become less awesome, less potent when you depleted all your kinetic energy during the cycle of recovery. So there's a cycle of spending, a cycle of recovery. So I have something on that. But my only criticism probably on this mechanism is that I can't, it's not something I can do. It's not something I can react to it. It's not something I could like exploit, or well, there's some talent to exploit, but it doesn't change the way that I spend my power. I think that's probably the thing to it. So once I make up my mind on how my trait and talent is, I just live with whatever cycle it is. I just kind of like know at some point in time I'm just less powerful, and it's kind of bad kind of thing. Second thing that I criticize Gambit is that I think in the live server, as you see in my recent videos on Gambit, when I play Gambit, he's sluggish. When I use a Grand Slam, it doesn't fire off. I have to make sure that I do it slowly to counter for the animation and whatnot. So it could be the way I hold my left mouse button as I play Gambit, but then trust me, for all the rest of the 8 hero, majority I do not have a problem with that. It's just for Gambit and just a few other heroes that I have this problem. So it's just one of those things. Unfortunate they have this problem in the live server, carry into the test center, most likely to be heading towards the live server as it get updated, unless they look into the whole Grand Slam. Why am I pressing a button, nothing happened, kind of like frustration there. The hero has to be responsive. All right, so now let's take a look at the the Gambit itself on the melee, the ranged, and also talent and trait. So that's what this video about. Then I'll play some Cosmic Time Square for you guys. So the from the bow combat kind of like a tree, you have the bow strike, which is basic power, or you say that, well, let's go for the bow beat down, which is like I guess I don't know what's the decision point really on which one to take, which one not to take. I mean, obviously this one hit a lot harder. It's just that you have to manage the then you have down cycle of kinetic energy. But then since you don't have the gear for spirit reduction or spirit cost reduction anymore, so why do you even bother anyhow? Then you have the good time roll, bow vault. In the live server today, I could jump around quite often. So it's rather sad that this become a cooldown power, because even with 4-second cooldown, even when I do like a Grand Slam, I reset the bow vault power. It still doesn't quite cut it. At least not for me. I don't really feeling it. So I mean, this is the one that buffed the 10% or melee power, so you have to use it in every rotation, but they add a cooldown to it, which is rather unfortunate. I'd rather have it as charge, right? Because sometimes you got pairs of enemies, but by the time you finish one pack, you want to jump to another pack, your bow vault is still on cooldown. Or maybe they want to slow down this game so much so that you have sufficient time to recharge recover your bow vault. I don't know, I hope not. Then you have the street sweeper. So do note that if you are in kinetic energy, it is a damage over time, otherwise it's just a normal hit. And so it's yet another thing that what can you do, right? I mean, even if it is not so you have the durability kind of like vulnerability kind of debuff to it, so you have to use it. But if no energy, then this one's become a very normal power itself. Then you have the Better Up. I don't know whether it is a new power or not, but it looks something like that. All right. Yeah, it looks rather nice. I don't really recall having this one here, but I think it will be quite rather interesting combo to use if you want to do like a Grand Slam, reset the cooldown of both Vault and the so-called the Better Up. Just that both of them are kind of long animation anyhow, so become quite clunky. Click, 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 and sometimes the Grand Slam doesn't click. So what's going to happen? All in, if you like it, like it. I don't really like it. Kind of like animation to it. So all right. So that is the melee power of it. Kinetic Mastery is the range side. Royal Flush is there. It kind of it. Well, I think Royal Flush is doing what it always do, which is to buff the range power. So that is the one that I'm having here as well, for a reason that I'll show you later. Either a wild card or Dead Man's Hand, whichever one is a range power that you can use. Trick card is the one that the range cooldown power, same as the fold them as well. Yeah, another cooldown power. Ace of Spade is the one that increase the damage and area of effect by 75%, each charge and so on. So it's rather interesting. House of Card is the one that I use it for my life as well, life server as well. Why is it not here? I'll show you in just a bit. Then the signature is 52 pickup, so that gives you all the powers that you have here. Then you'll probably be raging why the Raging Cajun is not there. At first I was raging. I was making a video earlier on, and I realized that wow, they moved it to here, so it become a talent. So now Raging Cajun will trigger a kinetic surge, will consume a lot more kinetic energy, so as to push this guy a lot faster, to spend this one a lot faster. So if you are into the kind of like a cycle, meaning that we want to spend as fast as possible, recover, spend again, then Raging Cajun is rather nice. Or you say that, well, I don't want to deal with all this Raging Cajun thing. I want to have almost unlimited amount of kinetic energy. It is not unlimited. Eventually you run out, but at least when it recover, instead of 15%, you become 20%. So it's 5%. I don't think it's that worth it anyhow. The next one is that you give you extra kinetic energy, but in any case, I mean, extra kinetic energy means that extra kind of like time to get recharged. So recharge cycle become longer. So I picked Raging Cajun. Cheat Death, when you are defeated, not that kind of want to go into that area. Then you have the King of Heart, increased health and so on. Then you have the Slay of Hand, which is more for dodge, kind of like a rating. So I think I'll go for the more health, life regen, stuff like that. Then the Jack or Better is the Dead Man's Hand and Wildcard through a special explosive card. So I think if you are doing for range build, you pick this one. For melee build though, probably you'll pick the so this one all out of card is to fully restore kinetic energy and buff the melee power, but stop you from using range power for a duration. I don't really like the fact that my rotation is being hindered by that manner. I think I don't like this. I don't know what they're thinking of this design really. I mean, I think they should just leave the yeah, I mean, unless you want to put everything as melee, which I think is a little bit hard as a melee, you probably have something else. So this I think is not that good. The next one, the stack of the deck. This one is interesting. Now, I think this one is what makes Gambit a little bit more interesting after the update. Is that when you fully spend kinetic energy, you get red suit. When you spend the kinetic energy next time, you get black suit. Red suit is the buff. So one buff melee, one buff range, and that's it. And they wipe each other off. So there is not even like, okay, so I think it is interesting, but I don't think it's a lot of deep thought on that. How I would design, how I approach that is that if you manage to spend it, you can double stack them, red and black. So the idea is that you have to spend your kinetic energy, kinetic thing fast, and then recover back fast as well by having not a lot of kinetic energy maybe. Then it becomes very interesting. Try to stack the red, stack the black, buff both your melee and range. The reason why I said that is that with this kind of design, I don't really care, right? It's either buff my melee cycle or range cycle. So what it changed me, the way I build my hero, is that probably I want to pick a nice balance between the range and melee, so that I get like buff more smoothly when I look at my damage output over a period of time. Not that I'm very focused on melee, and after that my range kind of cycle become rather bad. So that's the only thing that come out from it. It doesn't change the way I play, but it is a good concept. I think it's a little bit of missed opportunity. Okay, next one, 3 of a kind, trick card. Trick card is the one that if you do a ranged build, you have a trick card. This one here, I'm not, so I'm just keeping this one. Then you have both out, use house of card on landing. How nice it is. So I'm going to pick this one. So additionally I got another extra layer the moment I live in. But do bear in mind one thing: the house of card is a range power. So if you pick the 52 picked up on the other one, it prohibits you from the use of range. So the moment you bow out in, you lose 1 layer. Yeah, that's why I say this design is terrible. Well, it's not that good. I don't know. Whenever I say something not that good, a lot of you may want to support Guardian and say, they're good. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't really feeling it. So the next one is the Deuce's Wild. It's better up, deal more damage if used within the 5 seconds of Ace of Spades. Grand Slam, deal 100% more damage if used within 5 seconds of Trick card. So you try to build a combo here. Try to encourage you to build some combo here. Rather interesting. Last one is the Ace of Diamond. Ace of Spades become melee power, deal damage to all enemy around you, or Ace of Spades gain the following effect: charge up to 3 times, or hit brutal strike. Why not? Seems quite interesting. I think a little bit bugged though, because I would expect that that this one become a charge. That you have 3 there, but it doesn't really show that. Yeah, that would be rather interesting. I thought it'd be 3 charges. The last one is that 52 pickup, which is signature, will throw some kind of like Ace of Spades at a nearby enemy as a bonus. So that's all. And I'm going to play a little bit of Gambit for you all. My gear, like I always say, is just average. I think I build guy, but not necessarily someone who spend a lot of time playing the game to have the best gear and so on. So that's just one of those things. All right. So now I'm hitting the other cycle. In this cycle, I'm actually, let me see here. In this cycle, my range power do more damage. But what does that mean? It means nothing. I still have to bear with this one. It's not that I can dump out all power here, right? So let me do 52 pickup on this boss here. Oh, 52 pickup is a range. So how nice. It's not that I can plan for it though. I mean, how can I plan my cycle anyway? By what? No, I can't. Now it's back to the red cycle, which is the melee power get buffed. So that's it, man. That's it. It gives you a little bit of mental kind of like exercise, but I don't think it changed the way that this is being played at all. I think whatever it is, you just have to deal with it. I mean, now you go to range side. So is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. Well, in a way, it's good because I could probably use my signature more effectively. That's about it. All right, let me just use my signature. All right, Boval and the. So that's all that it is, and the. I mean, he's still rather fluid, even though his Boval is a little bit broken. Sometimes I press a button, doesn't quite work, but that is something that I learned to live with anyway in the live server after all these years of playing Gambit. You can't accept the fact that he's just a little bit imperfect. Okay, what to do when you love someone so much? Okay, that is it. Right, so now is it another cycle? What cycle it is, I don't really know. I don't really care. That is bad because, I mean, we should care, right? In a sense. I mean, like Iron Fist, the twin style is a good design because I care which one I'm in, and I know that I should do something else to make my, to match my power to the buff that I'm overlapping with, right? So I have to remember which one to overlap with what. But what exactly this one give me? Nothing. It's just another kind of like yeah, that's all. So what cycle am I in right now? Let me see. My range power deal more damage. No, actually, hang on a sec. My melee power deal more damage. Oh no, maybe it doesn't really show actually. Come to think of it, my red and black card. I do. Okay, now I'm red actually. I can see on my hero itself. Red is melee, I think. Black is But I can't see the black though. The problem is that so what am I right now? Am I black or am I red? Can you see? Now I'm black actually. Oh, I have one more boss. Ah, you mean I can separate them? I had no idea. So I'm in the red card soon. So let me see again. What is red? What's black? So red buff melee. So that is about it. Now I'm in red. My melee power is awesome. I'm going to use an ultimate if that's okay with you all. So since my melee is awesome, so let me just do a 52 pickup and then call in my my rook here. Alright, so that is wonderful. Oh man, wow, the lag is horrible. I don't know what happened, man. I was pressing a button and it doesn't move at all. One of those things. Yay! So, yeah, so that is Gambit with the Auto Raging Cajun. Hope you sort of like it. Do let me know in the comment box below how do you like the new Gambit design. Do you sort of like sense what I'm sensing as well? And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.